Hey YouTube, this is Nezerac. This video is going to be a little bit different from what I used to, or from what I have been doing lately. Lately I kind of, put my car on hold, put a few other things on hold, because we just moved and other stuff is going on. But today we're going to revisit electrolysis and give you guys a little bit more, a slightly more in-depth look of what electrolysis is and how to perform it. Okay, if you watch my electrolysis video, it's pretty much me removing rust from my engine block that I purchased off of a forum. Okay, it did pretty good, but it could be better. I'm probably going to end up soaking that thing in CLR overnight in a giant, what's it called, a giant, Sterilite container, probably like an 18-gallon Sterilite container. I'm probably gonna put one container of CLR in there and let it sit, probably for a few days actually, so I could get as much of the rust off of the inside of the block as possible. Just because, it's a new engine. It's gonna be a new engine. So anyway, what we're doing today is showing you guys the first process I did, electrolysis, all over again. Why are we revisiting this? Recently, I got a PM from one of my newer subscribers that that they wanted to see it revisited and can use it in tools. And I told them I'd do a video on it probably like a month ago. I told them that. Haven't gotten around to it, so now today I'm doing it. So let's go check out our part. YouTube, as you can see, there's my exhaust. The wind blew over my hand tools, right up on my exhaust. My lawnmower, that's just his ball and a ladder we take everywhere that does nowhere move for absolutely no reason. Anyway, this little guy here has been here since we moved here. And I have a couple of pairs of these, so I really don't need it. But if we bang off some of the dirt, you can see that that's pretty rusty. It's pretty dirty. And this is going to be our specimen for the day. This is what we're going to clean using electrolysis today. Okay, YouTube, hope you guys can see this. Today, we're cleaning this part, as I said earlier. But as you can see, there's a lot of dust, grass, all kinds of junk on there. And the way electrolysis works is line of sight. So how you're seeing this tool is what the electrolysis is cleaning. So I'm not sure if that's in full frame, but if I move it back, that would all be being cleaned. If I moved it forward to right here, and that's all that the sacrificial piece could see, that's what would be cleaned by it. So, of course, the bigger your sacrificial piece is, the more it can see of the other tool, technically. That's how much it'll clean. Yay, a Harley Davidson. This is why I hate Harleys. And that wasn't really hard. But we're grabbing our wire brush. It's a brass wire brush. It doesn't have to be brass. You can use steel, and we're just going to brush off all the big pieces of dirt just to make it easier. Get here in the seams right here. Wasn't sure if you guys could see any of that, but we're going to just try to get most of the big stuff off so we can get a good idea of what's under all this dirt. And as you can see, this whole thing is pretty much rust colored, the whole thing. Okay, it should be like a darker, blacker color, but it's pretty much rust color. So we're gonna take this, and that's all I'm doing. Wow, it even has engraving on the side. Oh, you guys probably can't see that, but it has engraving on the side. Let's see. That's crazy. This isn't a bad part either. If you look at the actual grips, no gaps. It's a pretty good tool. So the next step is to start our electrolyte solution. Okay. We're gonna get more in depth with that. So this is where we're at right now. We have this small, I'm not sure how big this container is, maybe 3 or 4 gallon container. Well, that's a 5 gallon container. So maybe it's about 3 or 4 gallon container, possibly 5. Totally dropped that. Anyway, we have this container, and what we're gonna do, in short, is figure out a way how to situate this in the center. Probably open up the jaws and see how low it gets, because we want the whole item to be cleaned. to be completely submerged, as well as our sacrificial pieces. Even though it's not as important for your sacrificial pieces to be completely submerged, we just want all of them submerged just to make things easy for us to get the most out of our electrolysis, okay? So, what we're going to do is set this up in here some sort of way. Not sure how. I got some foam around here. I'm not sure if that's going to agree with electricity. It might just explode. Who knows? We'll find out. But anyway, we're going to put this in the center, and we're going to put a sacrificial piece of iron over here and here, ferrous material, okay? And what those two sacrificial pieces will do is they will attract all of the rust particles off of this piece. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of rust on here. Like all that on the inside, I brushed that. That's pretty much rust. So there's rust over here in the corner, you know. That's probably going to be the hardest part to clean as well. So we'll see. But what we're trying to do is get this as clean as possible using electrolysis. And it should be kind of fast because we're going to use two sacrificial pieces instead of just one, and this is a small item, which means that it'll probably take a few hours, but that's better than letting it sit overnight. So we'll come back when we have everything set up, and then I'll explain how I set up and wired our electrolysis tank. So once I get this wired up, I'll be back and I'll show you guys exactly what I did. Alright YouTube, these are my old sacrificial pieces that I was going to use again to do that pair of angle cutters. But I'm not sure if they're going to work because they're covered in rust. These had no rust on them when I started, okay? And this is that line of sight that I was telling you guys about. Look how this side has rust all over it, and this side has almost none. It's because this side was facing the side of the container, and the other side was exposed to the cleaning part. And I mean, let me show you guys how much rust this really is. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's just coming off like... Okay, YouTube. I was gonna use my old sacrificial pieces. You can see that the copper on this wire is kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Decayed, kind of, you know, corroded, and that's part of the electrolysis process that causes that. I'll give you guys a close up. It's all green, kind of like how when a copper penny starts to change colors, or cheap jewelry, you know, starts to turn green. That happened in just a few hours. Actually, I wanted to leave it set overnight, and I don't think I did. But these are the sacrificial pieces. These are the end caps, or the main caps for my my 1.9, the cracked block. And I didn't want to use these with my new block, so you know, I didn't really have a choice. The block's gone. I'm pretty sure you could probably swap these for the right engine, but I didn't want to risk it. And the guy sent me the new main caps, so you know, I used those. But anyway, just to show you guys, I'm just gonna brush this a little bit with my brass wire brush, okay? So brass is, anybody who knows anything about brass, like, it's real gentle on other metals, doesn't really destroy the metal. But look at that. Look at the ground by this thing, and that's from that engine block. I mean, if that's not proof enough that this works, I don't know what else is. I mean, this is pretty nasty. But anyway, I want to reuse these, so what I'm gonna do is clean these up, all three of them, and get them ready for use. I'm gonna leave this wire here because it still conducts pretty good. I just don't want to have to go cut more wire, cut it to match and all that stuff. So why not just throw it back on there, clean these off so it has more space for rust to gather, and then put it all back in the saline solution, or the electrolyte solution. So I'm gonna come back after these are brushed up. They're not gonna be real clean, but they're gonna be a lot better than what they look like now. So those are all brushed up. Here's the last piece. Haven't seen the brush yet. I figured I'd let you guys see this one get clean, so you guys have an idea of how much crap is coming off of here. So let's see if we can do it where you guys can see it first off, and just look at all the dust. You should wear a mask when you're doing this. I'm lame and I don't have one. Otherwise, I definitely would be wearing one. I'm holding my breath half the time when I'm doing this. I'm blowing it. Kind of keep the stuff in the air away from my face. But when you look at my fingers, orange on that side. Regular orange. Look at Oompa Loompa right now. It's all rust. I gotta vacuum this up, get it out my garage afterward. That's my neighbor's Dodge. He has an awesome ass truck. So, that's most of it. There's the unclean part. There's the clean part. So yeah, you guys kind of get an idea of what's up. Anyway, just wanted to show you guys that. You guys can see the difference there. That's how much rust. Let me move these out the way so you guys can really see. Okay, there they are. It's my hand. Orange. Now when I move these out the way, that came off of those 3 main caps, okay? And I wasn't scrubbing like to get everything off. I just wanted to get the big pieces off, so all that came off my old engine block. Yay! So now you see what I'm going to CLR that thing, because I couldn't get that much off of the inside. So anyway, we're going to come back and show you guys exactly how we're going to use these again to clean up the new part that we have in there. We only really need 2, but yeah, we only really need 2, so I might disconnect one of these, but if we could throw 3 in there, we'll just throw 3 in there. I mean, the more area you have, faster it cleans, so we'll see what's up. Okay, Joto. This is a iron bar. Now that I look at it, this will be a good candidate for cleaning as well, but I mean, it's going to be so nasty looking. You probably wouldn't be able to tell any definitive results when it comes to this thing. It's like, I mean, look at that. This is our before shot anyway, so I mean, look at it. It's got rust everywhere. You can see all the red on there. It's been in the backyard for a few months since we've been here. And I'm telling you how long it was back there before somebody else lived here. I mean, I think this house stayed empty for 4 months before we moved here. So I mean, yeah, it's been back there for at least 6 months. It actually held up pretty decent for 6 months in the dirt, rain, and everything else. But it is summertime and it is the desert, so it's not going to get too bad out here in California. Anyway, what we're doing now is we are going to get a wire. We're going to probably do away with one of these sacrificial nodes here and use the wire from one of these at this little bridge right here to suspend this inside the tank just off the ground like that. And it's not for any other reason than to get more coverage. That piece being there will provide a lot more coverage, which is why I want to keep it there. But I can't find any of my other wire, so this may be our only solution here. But I'm gonna do one more pass, see if I can find some wire. If we can, that's exactly how we're gonna run it, and we're gonna leave that note there. So we'll find out pretty soon, and then we get to make our electrolyte solution.